welcome. Today I'm going to be going over all of my handbag rules that I have to abide by when I go out and purchase a new bag. And it is February and I am absolutely freezing. I am living for these Sherpa pullovers. Even though it is only February, I am so done with winter. Bring on the spring, bring on the warm weather. I am not a cold weather, I am not a snow, I am not a drizzly, stay inside all the time type of person. I love having all of my windows open and just enjoying the nice spring air. Spring is my favorite season. It just needs to get here already. But you didn't come here to listen to me rant about the weather. You came here for me to go over my handbag rules. So that is what I'm going to do right now. Starting with number 1. I did mention this in another video, and though I didn't recently follow it, if I am going to buy a black handbag, it is going to be in Chanel. I love black handbags, but if I had my way, I would have an entire closet full of black handbags, and that just won't do. I love black Chanel bags because they are the most classic. So if I'm going to buy a classic bag, which Chanel is the epitome of classic, I am going to stick with a black Chanel bag. And then with all of my other fashion brands, I am forcing myself to reach out and have fun. So I did get like the Fendi Peekaboo in a nice light pink color. Normally I would have gone with black. I would have been like, no, the light pink in a Napa, that's silly. That's going to get color transfer. It's just going to be horrible. No, I have to stand hard and fast in this rule because otherwise my whole closet is going to be black. I don't want that. I want diversity and color. This is a way I force myself to branch out, go beyond my comfort zone, and I think in doing so, I have been able to build a fabulous collection that is very diverse and meets a lot of different occasion needs. Another handbag rule that I have, never pay more than retail. I know it's really difficult with these hard to come by bags, and sometimes they are just so sought after, everybody jumps on it, and then it sells out super quick, and if you had your heart set on it, you might be tempted, but I do not do that. I'm going to say, well, if I wasn't able to get it in the store, it is just not meant to be. There is no reason for somebody to pay over retail on a handbag. Now, an exception to this rule is going to be price increases. So I did recently purchase a Chanel Mini. I double checked. The price was $3,600. The current retail price is $3,500, but after taxes and everything, it's going to be about $3,600. So technically that was retail price, even though the Mini itself was a couple of years old. When it was sold, it was only $3,300. So given the price increases, now retail is $3,500 plus tax. So I don't know if I would consider that breaking the rules, but that is the only time that I can think where I might have bent the rules. Other than that, I'm always going to either be paying retail or trying to purchase it pre-loved or on a sale so I get it for a good deal. I also don't buy brand new bags that are going to immediately lose a whole bunch of value or are going to be going on sale in the future, whereas I'm paying full price. I like to make sure that if I, for some reason, have to resell it, even though I don't buy bags with an intention of reselling them, if something happens and I need money or anything like that, I want to make sure that I'm not just going to lose all of my money on the bag. So for example, the Chanel reissue, I would only ever purchase those pre-loved unless they came out with some like unicorn color that I would just have to have, because as soon as those leave the store, they drop by a couple grand on the resale market. For some reason, they are just not as popular as their classic flap counterparts. I'm hoping that is going to change because I love the Chanel reissues. They are like among my top 3 favorite bags of all time. They're the perfect size, they're lightweight, I love the chain, and everything about them is perfection. So I really hope in the future their resale value is not as low as the retail price, but only time will tell on that. Another example is the Lady Dior. That is another classic bag that every bag lover should have in their collection. But again, as soon as you buy it brand new, the price plummets on the resale market. So I would definitely recommend doing all of your research before you go to purchase a bag. See what kind of resale it has, and then you can use that to decide if it's better to go with the pre-loved route or in fact buying it brand new. My biggest tip, I cannot stress enough, is never go into debt over a handbag. Do not charge it and then slowly pay it off while you're paying interest on top of that. Now, if you are able to pay it off at the end of the month, you can definitely charge it and accumulate those points. But if you're going to be paying more in interest or you have to do a payment plan that's going to have a higher cost, anything like that, I say don't do it. Handbags are not necessities. There are so many other things in the world that are much more important, and if you don't have the money, then just put that on the back burner or save a little bit more until you can afford to pay it in full, and then go ahead and buy it. There's never any excuse to go into debt on a handbag, and if you do so, in the long run, you're actually going to end up paying even more for that handbag. So wouldn't it be better to just wait a little bit longer and then buy the handbag and then have more money to pay for another handbag instead of just going into debt on one? Let's think about it. Another thing I consider when purchasing a handbag is how long will I like it for? Will I like it for just one season, or is it here to stay? Does it work with my lifestyle? Does it fulfill a need that I don't have already in my collection? Will I be able to wear it with a ton of different outfits, or is it just going to be with one specific outfit and I won't get a lot of wear out of it? Or is it going to be only for like one occasion and then I won't wear it after that? I have to ask myself all of these questions to see if it's actually worth it to purchase that bag. Because if I'm only going to wear it once or twice and then it's just going to sit in my closet, there's no reason to purchase it. I can use my money and buy something that's much more worthwhile. I want to make sure that I'm getting a bag that I absolutely love and will use for years to come. I also want to make sure that it's not super trendy and it's going to go out of style in a year, because unless I'm wearing it every single day and I'm loving it, which if that was the case, I would probably get sick of it after a while and want to rotate it out anyways, then it's not even worth it if I can't even resell it once it does go out of style. I hate losing money on handbags and purchases. On that note, make sure that you're making your purchase because it's something that you love, not because it's all over Instagram or every single influencer has it. Hello, AmandaRaeRevue. If you're only buying it because you see it on other people and it doesn't necessarily work with your lifestyle, then again, it's just going to sit there and it's going to be a waste of money. Now, with the AmandaRaeRevue bags, if you love it, if you need a backpack that's all leather and you're going to get a lot of use out of it, go for it. Just don't buy it because you see it all over Instagram. Go to the store. I know Nordstrom has them. Check them out. I've seen them. They're very thick, supple leather. Just not for me, because it seems like if I'm going to want a backpack, that's going to be a bag that I'm going to wear all day somewhere. Like if I'm going to Disney World or I'm out traveling, or like if I need something that carries a lot and I'm going to be walking around with it all day, I want to make sure it's light. So a leather handbag just won't do that for me. And I'm not a fan of the look of it with just the regular purse option. So personally, I won't go for it, but if you love it, if you looked at it in person and you are falling for it, then by all means purchase it. Before making a major purchase like this, you definitely want to see a bag in person. Or if you're not able to get to that store, then shop from a store that will do returns, so you can always have them ship it to you, check it out, see if you really like it. If you don't, then send it back and no harm, no foul. But if you're buying something, you've never seen it, you have no idea if you're going to like it, and it's like a final sale or somebody is selling it pre-loved and you can't return it, then that's not really a good investment, because you don't know if you're going to enjoy that. And by the time you turn around and resell it, you're going to lose at minimum a couple $100s in fees, shipping costs, and things like that. So just make sure that you've done your research and you know it's something that will work for you. Before I purchase a new bag, I have to make sure that it works with my lifestyle and fulfills a need in my collection. As much as I love the look of the Chanel Deauville, and I would just be ecstatic if I could add one of these to my collection. First off, they're over $2,000. Most are around $3,000 for a fabric handbag. That in itself is quite a bit. And I already have a Louis Vuitton Neverfull, so I don't really need that many totes in my life. So as much as I love it, I don't foresee myself purchasing one of these unless maybe the price drops dramatically under that $2,000 mark. Then I might be able to talk myself into it. But with the combination of the current price and what I already have in my collection, that's just not going to mesh well together. Another bag that I love the look of, and I don't know if that's just because I've been seeing it all over Instagram, but that is the Dior Book Tote. I think this is stunning, but it would not work for my lifestyle at all. Again, this is another large tote, so it would be good for travel or if I had to carry a lot of items, but the handles are so short, I wouldn't even be able to put it over my shoulder, and I'm not going to be going like on vacation or walking around with all of this stuff just carrying it by a top handle. That does not work with my lifestyle at all. I don't even like smaller lightweight bags with better top handle, so definitely wouldn't be able to use a tote for that. I do know that they just came out with a smaller version, but again, I don't need another tote in my collection, and maybe this is just a trendy hype because it's all over Instagram, so I think I'm going to hold off and wait until that passes and take my own advice and not go out and purchase it. And finally, when I do go to make a purchase, I want to confirm if it is something that my heart truly wants. Like if I am getting ready to go spend like $3,500 on a bag, and there are some really nice bags that are that price, like some Fendi's, some Dior's, even some of the leather Louis Vuittons, I need to think to myself, okay, I'm about to spend $3,500 on this bag. Is there something around that price that I would prefer to have more? So $3,500, that could be a Chanel, or just add a little bit more. There's a lot of really fabulous pre-lift Chanel bags for going for around $4,000. So would I rather have a $3,500 Dior bag, which they don't really hold their value and they're not as timeless, or I can add a little bit more to it and go out and buy a nice Chanel bag that I'm going to have for years and years to come. It's going to hold its value. It's going to appreciate in value most likely. I have to think about these things and see what my heart really wants. Maybe my heart really does want to add a Dior to my collection. So if that's the case, then I would go for it. I just need to think about what else can I buy with this money. Or it doesn't even have to be a handbag. $3,500 could be a trip somewhere. So I know a lot of people in the forums always ask, I have the opportunity to go to this place for a vacation or buy this handbag. You just have to decide to yourself, which is going to make your heart sing more? Would a week-long or a 2-week-long vacation with all of those memories that you're going to have make you feel more excited in the long run? Or purchasing a handbag that you'll have for years and years to come make you happier? There's no real right answer. It's more about what is in your heart, what you would prefer. So you just have to sit down, think about it, and make those hard-hitting decisions. And that does it for all of my handbag rules, do's and don'ts. What kind of rules do you have for yourself? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like this video and you want to see more chit-chatty videos, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, thanks for stopping by.